Port workers went on strike for more wages, secure jobs, and to decrease the move of automation on the ports. Will it be successful? Let's find out.
We start the top of the hour this morning with a Fox 5 News alert. Thousands of dock workers are on strike, causing ports across the U.S. to close.
Yeah, in total, 36 ports shutting down, including the Port of Baltimore. Melanie Allenwick is there right now live, and she appears to be telling us since this morning that it's been heating up there, and it hasn't been a pleasant sight for many folks, especially the drivers coming in.
That's right. So for some people, I think it might have been a bit of a surprise. However, this has been in the news that it could be happening for a few weeks now. So you can see the picket lines behind me here. And this is the main entrance to the Port of Baltimore, the Dundalk Terminal.
I have to just say this. Why is it that so many of us don't really look at the news anymore? It is just crazy. These things have been talked about in the news. We just be going about our daily life like, oh, well, you know, whatever happens, you have to be prepared. Yes, there are times when news will lie to you, but you have to take what they say and do your own research. That way you are prepared so that this situation right here don't really affect you the way that they would want it to affect you.
Terminal, and you'll see they're walking around the picket lines in circles. Now, Baltimore police were here earlier reminding the picketers that they cannot block the entrance to the port. The longshoremen walked off the job at 12:01 a.m. There was confusion and anger as picketers initially tried to stop trucks from entering, and it did turn violent.
I come here for 7 years. I've pulled
Oh, snap. They bopped him over the head, yo.
trash and the debris out of here for the Port of Baltimore, and the officer told me to come back and make go in there to get out of my way, and they attacked me and broke the windshield and it lacerated my face. Look at it.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. It will. One thing about strikes, it can get violent, especially because people are fighting for their jobs. Listen, I have gone through about 2 strikes in my livelihood of my lifetime when I was a bus driver, and I understand it will. I wouldn't say it will, but it can get violent. You know, I'm not saying that I didn't witness, people throwing bricks through a bus. I'm not saying that. I kind of did, but still, I didn't do it, but I've witnessed some people doing it. And I understand when you are fighting for more pay, you're fighting for a better livelihood, to take care of yourself, to take care of your families. You got to do what you got to do.
Now, we don't know exactly what happened. The union members said the truck hit one of the picketers as they swarmed around it. We did see an ambulance come to it.
Okay, so they swarmed around the truck while he was driving the truck. What do you think would happen? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that maybe one of y'all might get hit.
Assist, and we know that that gentleman did speak with police officers. Again, we'll let the authorities sort out exactly what happened there. Now, 45 members of the International Longshoremen's.
Did you see that? Did you see? Look, watch this real quick. Look.
Sort out exactly what happened there.
Somebody threw something. Somebody threw something in the truck. Holy crap. What the? Look.
Officers, again, we'll let the authorities sort out exactly what happened there.
Right there. Do look like a cup of coffee. That's crazy. That is crazy. Listen, I'm telling you, man, when people strike, they just go flipping berserk, man. That's wild, bro. That's wild. The guy, he driving and everything. Come on.
Now, 45 members of the International Longshoremen's Association, 45,000 members. That's a big difference in a number, isn't it? They have all been asking for a 77% pay increase over 6 years and a ban on automation at their ports, a threat to their jobs, they say. Now, most retailers stocked up on goods prior to the strike, but if it lasts more than a few weeks, supply chain experts say it's consumers who are going to feel the direct impact of higher prices and product shortages, especially for things like fresh fruit, coffee, and cars. The U.S. Marine.
True. Now, I agree with them for striking. All right, you want more pay. The automation thing, listen, this is 2024. You're not going to really stop that. Okay, you're not. Now, I would kind of negotiate to say, okay, well, you know what? Let's kind of have maybe 30 to 50% automation, and then the rest, regular workers, because times are changing. These ports, they want to make more money. These businesses want to make more money, and they want to do it off the backs of you. So I agree with them. I agree with them striking, but for them to say that they want to limit the automation, and that's not going to work, homeboy and homegirls. Sorry. All right. We have so many people that's relying on the ports, and there's times when people might be kind of lazy at their job, so they're not really doing what needs to be done because they say, hey, look, I got a union, I got that behind me, I could take my time. But you got truck drivers, okay, you got stores that need those things. So many people, so many chains that is relying on you doing your job. So automation might be the way to go. And we just have to focus on that and say, well, hey, look, this is what's going to happen. But let's see what happens.
Alliance, which represents the ports, said it offered 50% pay increases and an agreement to keep current limits on automation, in addition to increased contributions to the retirement plans. But apparently that was not acceptable to the union members. We don't know what the next steps are in terms of the negotiations. Now, we do want to let you know that West Coast ports do remain open. They are a different union and working under a different contract, and many supply chain leaders have rerouted some of their goods and supplies. But on the East Coast, it's going to have to be a wait and see situation as to how directly everyone is impacted. I want to let you know that, again, we are going to try to get an interview with one of the local union leaders here as soon as we sign off. And if we get anything from their point of view, we'll be sure to bring it to you.
I'm going to tell you something, and something that she said is why a lot of things are not as strong and united as we could be. She said that on the West Coast, they're under a different union, under a different contract. So that port is not closed. When you have situations like that, where you have two unions or companies with different unions and stuff like that, what they will do is they can squeeze you because you're not really, really strong. I was a bus driver for 11 years. When I was driving, I was under local 1181. We had about 7 to possibly 8 accessorized companies under one union. There was only 13 companies at the time when I first started, because we striked in 2007. Now, when we striked in 2007, that was over 60% of the accessorized fleet shut down. There was no way that the other 5 companies could take that much passengers and trips going on. So we actually got a very good contract. Our pay went from $10.41 to $20 in 5 years. That's close to a 100% increase in pay because we strike at that time. But let me tell you what happened. What they did was they started to either make deals with the union reps or the shop stewards or whatever the hell, to make it that every company has a contract. So we were under the same union, but under different contracts. Then when new companies started to go in, they was like, oh no, don't get under local 1181. No, get under your own union, or don't have a union at all. We'll pay you more money, but don't have a union, or get a union that we can control. So what happened? The strength of the union went down and down and down. So when it was time again for my company to strike, we were the only ones striking. So of course we didn't get anything because they just pushed those trips to other companies. If you really want to be strong, especially being in a union, everybody has to be in one strong union. We'll see what happens with them. We'll see how it goes. But all I can say is good luck, because I have experience with striking, and I understand that you want to have enough money for your families and everything, to take care of yourself, take care of your families, take care of your loved ones. I respect that, and I wholeheartedly understand that. But we have to really be careful and tread carefully how we do things so that things can go the way that we want it, because we're not going to get everything that we want, but at least if we negotiate and we do what needs to be done, America could be good, the longshoremen and longshorewomen can be good, and the port companies and everything who run the ports and everything, they could be good as well.